19 coupes, 19 more facts you didn't know. The Cognoscenti Cabrio has had a glitch with its trunk since the day of its release. If you start to lower the roof and then interrupt the animation by opening the boot in the interaction menu, this will cause the trunk or boot to completely detach from the car in the animation process, merging with the back seat. This has yet to be patched, and if you manage to knock the trunk off, it also looks funky and won't function as a convertible anymore. The Euros X32 is described as a V6 sports car, but it actually has a 6-cylinder twin cam which matches that of the Sultan RS Classic, giving them the same engine. This definitely isn't the only car in the game to have a mismatched description to its engine, but it's interesting to note. The Exemplar is a pretty well-rounded vehicle, but the pedals are actually flat, uncut PNG pictures and aren't even attached to the floor of the vehicle. This can be seen in a couple other 2013 vehicles, but it's most apparent on this one. The F620 has a small visual glitch on its dash, and if you look really closely near one of the knobs, there's actually a see-through hole where it cuts through so you can see the inside of the engine bay. A little odd, and it still hasn't been fixed either. When using the Felon at night, if you turn on the headlights, the interior dash light that informs you of the headlights being on actually clips through the number 2 on the speedometer. This could simply be fixed by moving the location of the light slightly to the right, but it's still an issue today. The Felon GT was heavily referenced in the first-person trailer for the enhanced version of the game for Xbox One and PS4. In this trailer you can see that the interior dash of the vehicle was improved from its 2013 version, but it was changed again once it actually released, so there's slight differences between all three of them. In the description for the FR36, it says, and I quote, "Can you take 4,360 pounds of sports car around a mountaintop hairpin bend as smoothly as a 30-year-old shut-in caresses his life-size Princess Robot bubblegum body pillow?" But it's interesting that in the game files, this car actually weighs roughly 1,000 pounds lighter, only coming in at 3,340 pounds. The Jackal's description also has an error, as it quotes that there's more leather and more wood paneling than any other luxury car in its class, though no wood paneling can be found anywhere inside or outside of the vehicle. The Kanjo SJ was originally unavailable in LS Car Meet Series races, which is odd considering it was in the Tuners class, and only Tuners vehicles could be used for those races. This was since fixed, but it's still unavailable in any drag races, which is odd once again. As for the Oracle, when the game first came out, there was actually a benefactor logo on the steering wheel. This was likely a result of reused asset interiors, and was later removed, leaving the steering wheel completely blank. I couldn't find any pictures of this originally.
God fucking damn it, I gotta do everything.
Here you go, you stupid idiot!
Are you happy now?
For the Oracle XS, if you apply any level of window tint to the vehicle, it will also cause the front side indicators to become tinted as well. Regardless of the level of window tint you put on, the indicators will always be tinted to the highest level. Now, as you probably noticed, this video has no mid-roll ads, and that's because it's only 6 minutes long. Many YouTubers would stretch the video out to allow for more ad space, but rather than wasting your time, I'll just remind you that for only $2 a month, you can gain early access to every single video that I post, as well as even more benefits, which helps me out greatly. Now back to the Coupe facts. The post-loot has a livery called Stance Andreas, which actually has a missing decal on the rear right quarter of the vehicle. On the left side you can see the sponsor clear as day, but on the right side that section is completely blank. Bonus fact, the Dinka badge on the horn is actually slightly cut off on the bottom. The Previan is one of the newer vehicles to the Grand Theft Auto franchise, but it was originally supposed to appear in GTA 4. This was later removed, leaving only a horn sound, a police scanner sound, and a GXT entry within the game files. The Sentinel was accidentally reclassed as a sports car in the 1.1 update, instead of its former Coupes category. We never learned why this was changed, but it was reverted in the 1.11 update. The exact same thing can be said for the Sentinel XS, but the Sentinel XS will get a different fact, because in the enhanced version of the game, the roof and second front bumper modification are no longer made of carbon. Instead, they're now treated like the secondary color. But in the original versions of the game, both of these were made of carbon, and if you're an OG player, you'd remember that. The Windsor was one of few original cars in the game that came stock with liveries. These could be removed or changed, but when you go to customize the vehicle, it's not under a liveries category. Instead, the liveries options are underneath the respray section, which is odd, and this is the only vehicle to have this issue. The Windsor Drop is one of only a few drop-top convertibles in the game, but it's the only vehicle where the roof is photoed half opened during the animation on the websites where you can purchase it. Every other convertible either has the roof open or closed completely. The Zion is featured on a couple billboards around the game. These billboards feature the front end of the Zion, and the billboard shows it with the newer Ubermark logo, despite the fact that the car always appears with the older logo. Here's a side-by-side comparison for the two, where you can see the blue logo on the billboard and the older red logo on the car itself. When damaged, the Zion Cabrio has a lot of issues with clipping body parts. On top of that, this vehicle allows you to use the convertible roof when the vehicle is damaged, and it causes part of the vehicle to actually float once opening and closing the roof. The more damaged the car is, the more apparent this feature becomes. So there you have it, 19 facts for all 19 coupes within the game. What class do you want me to cover in the next fact finding video? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.